Welcome Strategy Battle Games to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host GBHL Damian, and this is, and it's just me. This video is the group draw for the Seven Stones doubles tournament. A lot of people have been asking for this. We did it last year to show who would be playing who, so you can begin your banter and such. I've been meaning to do it for days, and it's just got away from me. As you may be able to tell from the fact that I'm a bit more subdued. It's incredibly late now. It's Wednesday evening, but I really wanted to get this done and up for you, so you know who you're playing. Obviously it would have been good if Tom was here, but unfortunately I haven't seen Tom in about 3 weeks. He's been travelling the world. He went to Zurich, then he went to Miami, and then he went to, he's off in the, where is he, Peak District, Lake District, somewhere? I don't actually know where he is. He's somewhere with no signal. Yeah, so sorry he couldn't get on, and it's just been rammed here trying to get this done. So, this is the group draw indeed for Seven Stones. Before we jump into that though, we are now only 4 days away from Seven Stones, so I hope you're excited. A few little announcements on. I've seen loads of the army list coming in. They're awesome. People are taking some really, really cool stuff. It seems like last year people are probably getting into the spirit of things and taking kind of cool themed, thematic, fluffy alliances and stuff, which is great to see. But please just remember that when you're picking your armies. I'm sure most of you will. But this is not a competitive event. People aren't bringing competitive armies, so please don't be the one exception to that. You know, no one wants to see kind of army full of filth turn up on the table. You know, it's not that kind of event. My best advice is pick your favourite scene from the film and then pick an army based on that, and then take anything out of that that your opponent won't want to face. That's how I think we do well. Bear in mind, we've got the 7 Palantirs available again for people to win. They're gorgeous once again this year. Shall I get one? Do you want to see one? Yeah. So here we go. This is one of the Palantirs that you can win. You can now see the size of it. They have been engraved again. I don't know how well that shows up. This one is for Seven Stones, winner of the Palantir Cup 2016. So this is one of the 2 that goes for actually winning the event. The difference this year, last year they were hollow glass balls. They looked really nice, but they were hollow. These are solid glass. These things are heavy. So it's about twice the weight of my cup of tea. That gives you some idea. They're really, really nice. These are the sort of trophies that if you brought home to your lady, they might be allowed in the lounge. You know, they don't look like nerdy trophies. They look like really nice pieces of art, as it were. So these are the kind of main event, and we have obviously 7 of them, the 7 stones, if you will. But whilst we have 2 of those there for winning the cup, as in the main tournament, as in winning the whole thing, we've also got another 5 available for other stuff. 2 of them go to the team voted most sporting. 2 of them go to the people that Tom and I decide had the most themed army. So that's our pick. So just it doesn't matter where it came, but the most thematic army will win one of those. And the final one goes to the most heroic act. So if anyone was there last year, you'll know how that works. You get to write in little stories from the battlefield, and the most heroic act of the weekend will win a Palantir. So 5 of the 7 will go to really cool thematic stuff rather than winning games. So please think about that. Also, just like last year, at the end of day 1, we're going to be picking our 6 most. That's Jamie Giblin messaging me from the USA. We'll be picking the 6 armies that we think are the coolest and fluffiest, and one of those will win the prize for the Palantir for best themed. But the 6 of them will get a boost, like they did last year, a card to use in all the games on day 2, which are good boosts, which will help their chances. So please bring fluff. We had no shamans at the event last year. I would love there not to be any shamans this year. So if you're thinking about bringing a shaman, don't. Next, there's a fancy dress competition. We did this last year. There is a prize for the fancy dress competition. It probably won't change your world. But I already know a lot of people coming in fancy dress and some of the ideas they had, and it's very exciting. So please put on something stupid, dress up, get into the spirit of it. I really could not care less who wins this event. It's just going to be 2 days of doubles fun, of people hopefully enjoying stuff and having a great laugh. Please remember when you're picking your army, as per the rules pack, that each player's army needs to contain at least one hero under 100 points. Make sure that's in there, because that will be your entrant into the arena of champions. And you need to mark on your army list that you hand in at the start of the day who your champion is, and then you need to boost up their stats to 100 points. If that's not making any sense, then just go and have a look at page 13 of the rules pack. Basically, for every 5 points under 100 points your hero costs, you get an extra point of might, will, or fate, and you need to write that on your army list so that we can check it and check that you've done that all right. Okay, so please make sure you do that. Remember, both players' forces must come from one army list each, and the 2 army lists must be different. So all Mordor, all Isengard, Mordor and Isengard, not all Mordor, all Mordor. Yeah, 2, they must be from one list, and both lists must be different. We've already broken this rule for ourselves a few times. People have sent us emails with really cool lists and thematic stuff, and we've gone, yep. The reason we've imposed that is to stop people bringing the filthiest of the filth, essentially. So anytime anyone wants to ignore those rules to bring a fluffy alliance, that's absolutely fine with us. Sort of thing would allow is if you wanted to bring all Thorin's company, for example. So you had a Thorin's company warband and another Thorin's company warband, that would be absolutely fine with us. Okay? So again, please make sure you adhere to that, unless it's a cool fluffy list, in which case get in touch with us and we'll almost certainly say yes. The final scenario is 7-point domination, and you're encouraged to make domination planetary markers for it. There were some really good ones last year, so please get into the, if you're interested, get into the spirit of that. We'll give some probably some small prizes for anyone who makes planetary objectives. Let's face it, they're going to be Frodo's. So yeah, 7-point of domination. You've got 7 objectives. So if you want to make your own little version of the 7 stones, then please do that. Please pay close attention to the modified version of To the Death. It's in the rules pack. I think last year some people were playing it a bit wrong just because they didn't read it. Go and have a look at it, and we'll go through it on the day, and we'll go and check. We'll come and verify every result. But just make sure that you go over that and look at what the victory points are awarded for. It's designed to mean that the change to it is basically, so you run in together, you try and break your opponent, but then you have to keep killing them. You have to try and 25% them to win. As opposed to in the normal To the Death, which often happens, you charge in, you break your opponent, and you run away, protecting your leader and your banner. So yeah, please go and check that. So that is it. That is the kind of little admin and announcement, and now I would like to go on to the draw. Okay, so what's about to happen now is I'm going to do the draw. I'll draw out your teams to show you who you will be playing on day 1. You will be joining a group of four teams, and you'll all play each other on day 1. What I'm going to do is bring up your team names here with numbers next to them, 1 to 24, and 1 to 24 are in this charming bingo machine here. And then I'm going to draw them out and put you into your teams. So without further ado, here we go. And the first ball out of the hat is number 9. Number 9. That is Josh Triffitt and Richard Clammer. You are in group 1. First name in group 2. We have number 20. That is, oh my god, I haven't put 4 of them in. Right, let's start this again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw your names out. You're going to be in 6 groups of 6 teams of 4, and sorry. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is draw your groups out. So you're going to have 6 groups of 4 teams each, and on day 1 you'll play everyone who's in your group. You'll also face off against those other teams in the Arena of Champions at the end of day 1. So you'll play each of these teams once, and then you'll have one kind of game where you all join in together. What I'm going to do is bring up a sheet here, hopefully, which has your team names and your numbers, so that there's no potential for cheating or anything. I'm going to use this charming bingo machine here to draw you out one at a time and put you into your groups. So here we go. And the first one out is number 15. Number 15 is Ben Camp and Bradley Cottington. You are in Group 1. So the first team now for Group 2. That fell out. Right, here comes the first team for Group 2. It is number 12. That is Adam Troke and Sam Jeffrey. Thanks to those guys for stepping in and filling one of the blank spaces. Cheers to Adam, Sam and Chris Dan for helping us out, because we had a few people drop out very, very last minute, which is quite frustrating. So cheers guys, you've pretty much saved the day. So the first team going into Group 3 is number 17. It's Thomas Seacombe and George Seymour. And the first team going into Group 4 is number 3. I've got no idea where you can see the numbers as I'm doing that. It's Damian, Grantham and Chris Young. You just have to trust me that I'm not cheating. And the first team for Group 4 is number 5. It's Red Dragon and Blue Dragon. Jamie Giblin and James Braun. Double Dragon, praise be. And the first team for Group 6 is 19. It's Larry Miller and Tom Pickard. So now we're going back around and we are going back to Group 1 to join Ben Camp and Bradley Cottington. We have number 1. First team in. It's Dave Egan and Luke O'Reilly. And joining Adam Troke and Sam Jeffrey in Group 2, we have, oh, that one's escaped. We have number 22. That's Dan Huckvale and Hector Bloggs. And joining Thomas Seacombe and George Seymour in Group 3, we have number 10. That's Nathan Ward and Jay Acharya. I've seen Jay on Match of the Day recently. And into Group 4, joining Damian, Grantham and Chris Young. This one's escaped. It is, who is it? Number 21. That's Barry O'Neill and Shane O'Neill. And joining Red Dragon and Blue Dragon in Group 5, it is number 8. It's Jay Clare and Billy Fitzmaurice. Ooh. Bit of a Nottingham off going on in there. And joining Larry Miller and Tom Pickard in Group 6, we have, it's number 11. That is Callum Edens and James Watt. So back to Group 1. And joining Ben, Bradley, Dave and Luke, we have Team 6. It's Kieran Street and Sam Page. And joining Adam, Sam, Dan and Hector in Group 2, we have '16, I think. Probably 16. That's Thomas Macklin and James Baldwin. And joining Tom, George, Nathan and Jay in Group 3, we have number 7. It's Gary Doyle and Dave Nolan. And joining Damian, Chris, Barry and Shane in Group 4, we have 24, that's Chris Dan and a TO. So that would be my group at one for a couple of games, I imagine. Which is cool. Good to play those guys. And joining Red Dragon, Blue Dragon, Jay, Claire and Belief It's Morris in Not So P Group 5, we have, it's Team 23, it's Henry Carney and Theo Howard. And joining Larry, Tom, Callum and James in Group 6, we have Team 14. Oh, it's gone. It's Camille Domansky and Michael Rumby. And so to the last team for each group. So the last team in Group 1, joining Ben, Bradley, Dave, Luke, Kieran and Sam, it is... it's Team 20. It is Dan Rea and Liam Rea. And joining Adam, Sam, Dan, Hector, Tom Macklin and James Baldwin in Group 2, it is Team 4. It's Will Champion and Ed Ball. That's a good group. And joining Tom, George, Nathan, Jay, Gary and Dave in Group 3, it is number 18. It's Sean Weimer and Matthew Evans. And joining Damian, Chris, Barry, Shane, Chris and Tom and me in Group 4, it is number 13. Ooh, unlucky for some. It's unlucky for James Long and Dan Entwistle. Ah, double murk. That bags you that match, Tom. And joining Red Dragon, Blue Dragon, Jay Clare, Booth Fitzmaurice, Henry Carney, Theo Howard in Group 5, it is... it's Team 9, which is Josh Triffett and Richard Clammer. And finally, you all know what it is, I don't. Joining Larry, Tom, Camille, Michael, Callum and James, it is number 2. It's the Scots, isn't it? Chris Murphy and David Reed. There we go. And so those are our groups. So we'll just run through those in case anyone's missed it. In Group 1, it's Ben Camp and Bradley Cottington, Dave Egan and Luke Riley, Kieran Street and Sam Page, Dan Rea and Liam Rea. In Group 2, it's Adam Troke and Sam Jeffrey, Dan Huckvale and Hector Boggs, Thomas Macklin and James Baldwin, Will Champion and Ed Ball. In Group 3, it's Thomas Seacombe and George Seymour, Nathan Ward and Joe Acharya, Gary Doyle and Dave Nolan, Sean Weimer and Matthew Evans. In Group 4, it's Damien Grantham and Chris Young, Barry O'Neill and Shane O'Neill, Chris Dan and Atio, James Long and Dan Entwistle. In Group 5, it's Red Dragon and Blue Dragon, Jay Clare and Billy Fitzmaurice, Henry Carney and Theo Howard, Josh Triffett and Richard Clammer. And in Group 5, it's Larry Miller and Tom Pickard, Callum Edams and James Watt, Camille Domansky and Michael Romby, and Chris Murphy and David Reed. Woo! Those are our groups. Save. For 7 stones. So there we go, that's who you will be playing. So just a reminder, you will be drawing against one of those randomly for Game 1, and then Game 2, the winners of each group will play each other, and then Game 3, the remaining pairing will play off against each other, and then you'll all have a big scrap at the end of the day in the Arena of Champions. Then after that, as the tournament pack says, the top 8 teams, so essentially the winners of every group and the best 2 second places will go into the Palantir Cup, and then this always gets confusing, essentially the next 8 best teams go into the Palantir Plate, and the worst 8 teams go into the Palantir Mug on the last day. And then what we have for those is those 3 separate tournaments will have quarterfinals, semi-finals and a final, and we've arranged it so that you'll be split up so that you won't play anyone in your group until the final. So if you've played all the teams you played in your group, you'll be in a different bracket of the draw on day 2, so you won't play again until the final. And yeah, there we go, those are our groups. Last year me and Tom did a bit of a punditry to say who we thought was going to get through on those. but he's not here now and it's going to be dull listening to me. So I'll leave that to you. Let me know in the comments below, who do we think is getting out of each group? Who are the 6 winners? And who are the 2 second places? How about that, to get 2 best second places to fight for the Palantir Cup on day 2. I think that's more than enough from me, because I've still got to import this thing, edit it, export it and upload it. But hopefully that's given you some stuff to think about, and you can start sending each other friendly banter about the games you're going to have on Sunday. So yeah, other than that, I can't wait to see everyone bright and early on Sunday morning. The venue will open from 9. I believe the first game's at 10. Give me 2 seconds. He says 2 seconds. There we go. The first game is indeed at 10. So doors are at 9, and the first game is 10. Be there bright and early, please. We'll see you there. Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Support your hobby host by clicking the links below. Support your hobby and happy strategy battle gaming.